Hi guys, welcome back to the Thursday class for B2 for Venture, not Combat First, Venture. What we're going to do today is go to page 86 here and 87, okay guys? So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about extreme weather and if you've ever been in any extreme weather before. Remember when we talked about our U.S. map and all the states that are in the U.S. and things like that? Well, in the U.S., they have lots of extreme weather. I'm going to write down some of it for you, but I also want you to think if they have this extreme weather in Spain or in Galicia or even in Lugo, okay? So, for example, remember, I'm from Nebraska. Some of you didn't remember that, but they have blizzards in Nebraska. What do you think a blizzard could be? I'll tell you in a minute, okay? We also have tornadoes, not tornadoes, okay? Tornadoes. Give me a second. Sorry, my pen is really bad. Tornadoes, okay, I think you know what that is. We also have hailstorms. I don't know if you know what that is. What do you think a hailstorm is? We also have lots and lots of flooding. Do you guys remember what this word meant? Flooding. We have snowstorms. I think you guys know what snowstorms are. We have electrical storms. Okay, electrical storms, or you can say thunderstorms. Thunder is that loud noise that, well, actually yesterday, did you guys hear yesterday the huge storm that we had here? That was a thunderstorm. That really loud noise that makes everything shake is called thunder. Okay, and lightning obviously is the electrical part. In Nebraska, we also have, well, not all the time, but sometimes we have drought. Do you guys have any idea what that is? Let me think of one more thing that we have in Nebraska. I mean, I really don't know. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have mudslides or landslides because we don't have any mountains. I can't think of any more, but I think that's all. Okay, so a blizzard is the same thing as a snowstorm. Okay, snowstorms and blizzards are the same. Hailstorms, this is what happened here yesterday in Lugo. Did you see like those small pieces of ice that came out of the sky? That is called hail. Okay, and yeah, that was a hailstorm basically. Flooding is when there is too much water and it comes out of the river, for example, the level of the river rises like this. And drought, it's when there's no rain at all and it's so dry and nothing grows. This is drought, okay? So we have these different types of natural weather. You can call them disasters or phenomena, whatever you want to call them. Do you guys have this in Spain as well? What do you know? You don't have to write this, okay? Just think about it. Do you have this in Spain? Do you have these different types of weather in Lugo, in Galicia? What do you have? Okay? So going back to page 86, okay? I'm not gonna give you homework from this page. So if I ask you a question, I only want you to think about it. You can write it down if you want, but it's not necessary, okay? So it says, getting started. Have you ever experienced any extreme weather events? How did it make you feel? Well, maybe yesterday was pretty extreme with the hailstorm. That was pretty cool though, I thought. But for me, any experience of an extreme weather event, when I lived in Nebraska, we used to have tornadoes all the time. And it was pretty scary because you'd hear a siren before to warn you that the tornado was coming. It was this really loud noise, this huge siren. And you'd have to run to your basement and then you just watch the news in the basement and just wait for it to end. And you could hear the wind because it's a huge storm. And you could hear things hitting your house and trees falling over, hitting cars, things like that. It was pretty scary. But it was also kind of cool. But not if somebody gets hurt. Okay, what about number 1? Read the title of the article. So it's called Chasing Tornadoes. What do you think it will be about? Where do you think it takes place? So obviously it's going to be about tornadoes, okay? And where do you think it takes place? Probably in the US, because that's where most massive tornadoes happen. I don't really know if there's anywhere else in the world where tornadoes happen to such a large degree or extent. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to practice part 6 of your reading. All right, guys, so we've got 6 gaps here, and you have got 7 sentences that need to go in the gaps. You know how to do this, okay? What we're going to do before we do this exam task is I want you guys to just read the text really quickly. Can you just read it and maybe for 1 or 2 minutes? Just really, really quick, okay? I want you to pause the video, read the text so you have a general idea, okay? And then we're going to answer some questions in number 2. So just read the text, write down any words you don't know in your notebook, and then when you're finished, unpause the video and we'll do it together. So now that you've read the article, number 2 says, read the text quickly. We've done that. Which statement summarizes the main idea of the article? A, storm chasers put their own lives and the lives of others at risk. B, storm chasing is becoming more and more popular with tourists. Or C, storm chasers enjoy the risks they take, but they also help us to understand more about tornadoes. So what do you guys think best summarizes the article? The answer is actually C. You can see that, this one, C. The storm chasers enjoy the risks they take, but they also help us understand more about tornadoes and how they work. Good. So what I think we should do is, first of all, you should underline any important words in these 7 sentences, okay? Then, remember, when you do this activity, you need to make sure this is logical. This is all about logic, okay? Look at what comes before the gap and what comes after. The ideas need to connect, okay? It doesn't make sense if, for example, they're talking about trees and you choose the answer about chocolate cake, okay? They're not related. They need to be trees and then more trees and trees, for example, okay? So have a look at these different sentences, and I want you guys to complete the activity. So what I need you to do is to take about 10 to 12 minutes, get out your phone to time yourself. Don't do more than 10 or 12 minutes because it won't help you practice for the exam. In the exam, you don't have that much time. You probably have about 10 to 12 minutes. So you've got 10 to 12 minutes. You put these in the correct spots, and then when you finish, we'll do it together, okay? So pause the video now, do this exercise, and then look at the answers when you're done. Okay, now that you've read the text, these are the answers, okay? If you are not sure why one of the answers is correct, please ask me. First, go back in the text and see if you can find a logical connection. If it doesn't make sense, you can write to me on WhatsApp or email me and I'll help you find out why that answer is correct, okay? So going back to our books, you, of course, have some words that are highlighted in yellow. You have seek out, ripped, swallowed up, spinning, gather, dashes, concealed, and ringside. Okay, so these are actually kind of complex vocabulary words. How about you think, are any of them adjectives, nouns, or verbs? First of all, think about that. Are any of the verbs in the past tense? Are some of them in the continuous tense? Are any of them phrasal verbs? What do you think? Okay, look at the sentences as well to help you with the context. Then, once you've thought about these different types of words, look at number 4, okay? You have got 8 different questions, and we're going to do this part together, okay? Which word is the correct definition, okay? So first, I want you guys to pause the video, have a look at number 4, You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, because we'll do it together, but just pause the video and have a look. Now that you've had a look, we're going to do this together. So number 1, seek out. This is a phrasal verb, and it means to look for. So in the text, when it says seek out, it says there's a group of people in the United States who actively look for tornadoes. Seek out. Okay. 2, ripped. This is B, torn violently. So torn is the past of tear. So when you have a piece of paper and you go like this, that is tear. Okay, I'm going to write this word for you. To tear a piece of paper, tear. Or you can tear something away from someone or from something. If there's a lot of wind outside, sometimes the wind can tear the parts of the tree, like branches or leaves, off a tree. So tear in the past is tore, and in the past participle, torn. Okay, like this. So tear. In this case, ripped is torn violently from something. It says in line number 9, bits of metal and parts of houses are being ripped from the ground. So torn violently from the ground. All right. Number 3, swallowed up. This is A. This is consumed. It says swallowed up by the tornado. So consumed. Bits of metal and parts of houses are being ripped from the ground and consumed by the tornado. Okay, and spinning around inside it at a fantastic speed. So spinning is like this. Spinning would be B, turning fast. Okay. What about 5? Gather. It's in line 21, 23. Line 23 has gather, and gather is letter A, collect. It says, in order to collect as much information as they can or gather. Okay. 6, dashes. So this is a verb in the third person. The verb is dash. D-A-S-H, dash. And that means basically to go very quickly, which would be A, rushes or rush. Okay. Rush is to go fast, to do something in a quick way. Okay. Oh, I need to rush to the supermarket before it closes. I need to go fast. I need to run fast. Or I need to dash to the supermarket before it closes. Okay, good. 7, concealed is going to be A, covered or hidden. So in line 39 on the next page here, it says, as their vehicles are almost unrecognizable, as they are covered or hidden underneath. Underneath is under. An assortment of electronic equipment. An assortment means a variety of, okay, electronic equipment. Okay, so covered or hidden. And number 8, ringside means close up or very near, B. Okay, so in line 48, I think, 46, 48, yeah, 48, it says, some experienced chasers have even turned their hobby into a business and have set up travel agencies offering tourist trips which guarantee a ringside view of the twisters, a close-up or very near view. Ringside is imagining, this word comes from boxing. Do you guys know what boxing is? The sport where two people do that to each other. It's a very good impression, I know. Okay, and where do they do boxing, or where do they do wrestling as well? They do it in a ring. Okay, so I'm going to do a very terrible drawing of two people punching each other. Okay, ooh, this is very bad. Hang on, bear with me. I don't know why they're happy either, but that's okay. Okay, two people are boxing. Okay, and they are in a ring, and these are people. Okay, they are around the ring watching the boxing match. So if these people have a ringside view, they're not far away, they are very close to the ring. So that's what they mean in the text, a ringside view. That means when you're really close, and it comes from this concept of boxing. Okay, so what I would like you guys to do for homework over the weekend is number 5. Complete the sentences with the words from example 4. So you read these 8 sentences and complete them with one of the words from example 4. Okay, so that's your only homework. I would just like you to think about number 6 before we go. What do you think? Would you like to go storm chasing? You don't need to write this down. I just want you to think about it. If you want to write it down, you can, but it's not necessary. Would you like to go storm chasing? Why? Do you think storm chasers are brave or foolish? Why? Foolish means a bit stupid or silly. And do you think that what storm chasers do is worth the risks that they take? Me personally, I would like to go just because it's so interesting. Do you think storm chasers are brave or foolish? I think they're a little bit of both, probably more foolish, but it depends. Like if they're scientists trying to find out information about tornadoes so that they can help people prevent dying or their houses being destroyed, then it's probably pretty brave. It's good. And do you think that what storm chasers do is worth the risks that they take? I think if they're trying to collect scientific evidence to create better systems, then it's probably a good thing and it's worth it. But if they're just doing it for fun and being stupid, then no. Okay, guys. Well, have a good weekend and we'll see you again on Tuesday. Bye.